There's a pretty popular YouTuber who started out, actually there's a couple of them, very enthusiastic about the full-time life, and they're leaving the road. It's gotten to be too much of a strain. It is a strain. Very few people make it past 6 months. Even fewer make it past a year. My husband and I were out the last time before health problems drove us off the road for about 7 years, and the first time we were out a couple of years ago, it was 5 years. You need to make sure that your human needs are met if you're going to go. Most human beings, normal human beings, do not full-time nomad. I mean, even primitive people who were migrating from one place to another migrated from a place they knew to a place they knew back to the other place they knew. This is not a normal life. The first thing we had going for us both times was size. This last time we had a 32-foot Class A motorhome, and the first time we were out, it was a truck and a 32-foot Jayco trailer. This is necessary. You are going to be reined in, especially if there's two of you. You need to be able to get up, walk around, move, not be right in each other's faces. You need your own your own place for TV, your own place to read a book, to do a crossword puzzle. Whatever you want to do, you need a place to do it when you're reined in and you can't get out. This is important. Another thing is money. We have a retirement income, and that's good. This last time out, the first time out, I had skills that allowed me to go to Kelly Girls when we'd stay in one place for a little while, and I could, do temporary bookkeeping and this and that and the other, have some money coming in. Both times we had some savings. This time we had a lot of savings, and you need that. Emergency dental work, emergency mechanical work. You can't just go out on a wing and a prayer and think that God's going to provide, because He won't. He expects you to provide for yourself. Being debt-free, having money in the bank for an emergency, and spending less than you make, knowing how that next meal is going to come, and not spending everything you make is important. You never know what's going to come up. The first time we were out, we had major mechanical issues in like less than a month, and we were able to cover it. This time, when health issues finally did drive us off the road, we were able to write a check out for the place. We had an exit plan and savings, and we were able to just write a check out, not have to wait for the Class A to sell. We had what we needed to take care of ourselves. If you can't do that, if you don't have that money, if you don't have a mobile skill, some way to make a living, don't go. Stay where you are and get it, and then go. Convenience is also an issue. Full timing, off on BLM land or state forests or federal forests or whatever with no facilities is hard. You have to worry about where your water is coming from. You have to make your own electricity. You have to take care of your own waste. If you're far enough out, you have to wonder where you're going to get help if you have some kind of issue and can't move. This is hard. Maybe it's fun for a couple of weeks because you're on an adventure, but it is not fun to live that way. We took care of that by having a couple of campground memberships. Thousand Trails was one. We could spend 3 weeks in with, usually not far from a town, in a nice touristy area with water, sewer, electric. Sometimes they had little restaurants and stores right in the campground. It was always convenient. If we needed any kind of help, we could get it. To have that for most of the time was nice. We'd have that for 3 weeks. Then if we wanted to go off someplace else and boondock for a while, we could, and then we'd come back, and it was a rest from the stress of having to do the other things that full-time boondocking entails. The last thing we did was have a home base. We always had a place that we called home. In fact, we had two this last time out. One was in Tucson, the Voyager. Loved that place. Little restaurant, little store, close to town. We could get what we needed. We spent a couple of winters there, 4 or 5 months out of the winter. We knew where the stores were, where our favorite restaurant was, where to find services, even had a library card. And our second base, the one we live in now, was around Tampa Bay area in Florida. Our kids are here. We lived here for almost 25 years. We knew where everything was. We know where to go to get things. Even gorillas and chimpanzees need a home territory. Heck, even the famous guru here who, top guru who tells everyone, come on out, you're going to love it. Depend upon manna from heaven to take care of you. He has a piece of land and he has a home base because people need that. So those were the things that led to our success. In fact, if it wasn't for the health issues we just had, we'd still be out successfully RVing, full-timing, having a great time. If you look at your normal human needs and make sure they're met, you should be able to have a successful long-term full-time experience too.